Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live in Minnesota. You would not know. Oh, we're going to have a very hot week here in Minnesota. We were, I think, at 90 today. It's supposed to be 100 on Wednesday. I will be in my craft space stamping for the most part, I think. I'm going to scooch in a little bit here so you can see a little better. There we go. Hello and welcome. I'm going to give just a couple minutes. So I just got a green screen. Let me know if we have any issues with my video or sound today. So I'm still a little crooked, aren't I? Wow. I think I need to do something with my camera. So thank you. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for letting me know you're here. I think we're good. I think we'll just get started. As people join in, they can see what we're doing. So the card, first I'll show you the card we're going to make. Yeah, this is where you can find me. If you're going to shop for Stampin' Up! Products, you can shop at northstarstamper.stampinup.net. If you want to contact me or see what I've been up to, get some inspiration, go to northstarstamper.com. You can also contact me through northstarstamper.com. So this is the card we're going to make. I'm going to switch the colors up a little bit though. You know what? I'm going to scoot in a little bit more even. If you have your annual catalog handy, we'll just go from the front, I think. The patterned paper that I used in the background is on page 102, 103. It's called Masterfully Made, and this is the piece that I cut up for my layer. We're going to swap around the colors a little bit with my cardstock for the card I make tonight. The next thing we have, this tag topper, and this is kind of why I decided to do this. Can you see that? Isn't that lovely? That is it's on page 148. It is a punch that looks like this. It's called the Elegant Edge Tag Topper. So that's where that edge comes from. Waiting to see. Hello, everybody. Hello, Kath. I already said hello to Kathy. Hi, Mom and Dad. And hello, Anne. There goes my video again. I had planned on doing something with fabric on my card today, but I don't have any fabric handy. I could find some, but so when I'm home in a couple weeks, I may have to borrow some or get some from my mom. Let's see. Okay, so the tag topper. The next, we're going to emboss. Can you tell that that is embossed right here? That is on page 168. It's one of the small embossing folders. It's the Elegant Eucalyptus 3D, and it's a mini one. So it does fit in the mini machine. This is what it looks like, and I'll be using that. So those are the products. Oh, and the stamp set is the Queen Bee. It was in the spring catalog. It is now an online exclusive. We did have dies, which I used to cut out the bee. You could fussy cut her. It'd be very easy to do. And no naked envelopes. I used these two stamps on my envelope. So let's get started. I have everything cut up and ready to go. We are going to, like I said, we're going to swap out the colors. I'm going to use a Night of Navy. You know what? I'm going to scoot back out again. Sorry. I was talking about folding my cardstock. So this is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece, and I'm going to fold it in half this way. You can see I don't have a score line there. What I like to do is just kind of curl it with my thumb and go both ways. This is the way the paper likes to curl. So I usually just do like 1, 2 this way and then 1 this way. So 3 total. And then it folds really nicely. And then you can see I'm holding these 2 fingers here on the edges. And then I push this. You can see that's moving a little bit to line it up. And then I know this is lined up because my fingers are there. And then I line this corner up and I hold and then I burnish. Use a bone folder or a clean block works just as well. And that is how I fold my cards. It's almost perfect. There's like a 32nd of an inch off right there. But once I get it decorated, you won't notice. So that's how I fold paper. I had talked with Nancy about that on Saturday. So, okay. So there's that. Next we have our piece of DSP. Oh, there's fewer flowers on this one, isn't there? 4 by 5 1/4. We're just going to layer that right on. So this card was cased, C-A-S-E, copy and share everything. So I participated in a demonstrator swap earlier this month, and Alicia Markfort made us a card that had this style. It had a pocket made out of cardstock, and then she had stamped and die cut a scene, and you can see that card on my blog at northstarstamper.com. It is currently the most current blog post on there, so if you go to northstarstamper.com, it'll be the first one to show up. But tomorrow is the 25th, so I will be posting a Christmas card tomorrow. So after that, you can search for swap, S-W-A-P, in the search bar, and it'll be the first swap blog post that comes up. It's not the first picture in that post, though, so you may have to scroll down. Okay, there's our card base, and I believe this is going to go on the inside. Yep, I have all my pieces here, and I have a narrow piece, just a scrap. So I cut my DSP, it starts at 12 by 12. I cut it 4 inches wide, and then I cut a 5 1/4 by here, and then I just cut half an inch off. Sorry, I think I'm off of view. I just cut a half an inch off just to tie my front to my inside of my card. There we go. My computer keeps going to green screen. Is anybody else having trouble with their video today? I'm not the only one on our Wi-Fi right now, so that could be the issue. I do not know. All right, I use green glue so I can get this lined up just right. There we go. There. That's pretty much, I think that's very lovely already. Put a ribbon and a sentiment and you could be done. But we're not going to be done. We're going to use the elegant, I forget what it is already, this new punch. It's 2 inches wide, and they don't give you options, which you could play around and figure out the option. So 2 inches wide, and I believe this was by 5 inches. Sorry for the noise, and look at that lovely edge. Put that right into my garbage. So there we are so far. And I already have stamped and die cut. You don't need to see me do that. I was going to stamp it and pretend to die cut it, but that's all right. All right, so for this pocket, we're going to use Berry Burst. Sorry, that was Night of Navy and Lost Lagoon. And I take my colors right from my pattern paper. This is Berry Burst, and it is 5 by 4 3/4. If you received Alicia's card, her pocket was smaller, and I was having trouble getting my tag to fit in here, so I made my pocket wider. So, just so you know. So, 5 by 4 3/4. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. I'm going to move these out of the way. Okay, so we want it 5 inches tall. So on the 4 3/4 side, we are going to score it at 2 3/8. So you figure 2 1/4 and then 2 1/2. You're going to go between those two, and make sure you score and not cut. Otherwise, you'll have some tags you can work with. So I scored that really well. And then we're going to take a pen. I'm going to mark 2 inches from the bottom here. And when I fold this, I want to cut off this corner. So if you see it this way, it opens this way. I'm going to cut this off so I can slip my tag inside. So I'm going to cut 2 inches up from the bottom to the fold mark. you know what, I'm going to, well, we'll do it this way. So I'm putting my center fold right here on this track, and I'm putting my 2-inch mark also on the track where it's going to cut. And I'm actually going to cut it. Maybe. Cut that off. I have not found a use for these. I probably will, though. And there we have. Now you can still see my pen mark. I'm going to cut a little more off. I was thinking that was going to go on the inside. I'm just going to trim this a little bit more to trim off my... I could have used a pencil and not had an issue. That's right. All right, so there's that. Now, to run this through my with the embossing, this is the eucalyptus one. If you feel on the inside, this is raised and this is indented. So I want the indented, this indent, to be on the front because I want it embossed, not debossed. So it's hollow on this side, which means the paper will push into it. I hope that makes sense. If you're going to use a Stampin' Up! Embossing folder, the Stampin' Up! Is right there. And I'm going to put this way over on the inside. We are going to emboss both sides, which isn't an issue. This will be adhered to the card, and then this will be the front. I'm not going to try to do this on camera after the issues I had last week. I will show you the sandwich we're using. This is a 3D embossing folder, so it is very sturdy. So with the current machine, you use the base 1, and then this is a number 4. This is very rigid. So play around and figure out what you need to do for your machine. All right. All right, I should see if we have any questions. No problems. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, hello, Deb. Thank you for joining us today. So I went with Deb to a meeting of a church ministry. Probably is it the closest church to my house? I don't know. It's like 2 miles from my house. The church is closer than my kids' schools were. And so you might be hearing about that in the near future. So that's going to be our pocket. So Deb, thank you for letting me join you this morning. That was very fun. I was there till after 12 o'clock and I didn't create anything. I just talked to people. Okay, so we're going to adhere here and here to make our pocket for our tag. This is a little tricky because I like to use tear and tape. When things are going to go in and out or things are going to be moved a lot, I like a really strong adhesive. And so our strongest, well, Seal Plus might be stronger, but I haven't used Seal in months. So I'm going to take just a small piece of tear and tape, and this is my acrylic mat, because I know this will not stick to it. And I'm going to put this tear and tape half on my pocket and half on the acrylic. Is it acrylic? Not acrylic. I'll have to look that up. Can somebody look that up for me? I know you all have catalogs handy. So I have half of it on my cardstock and half of it off because I want it narrower, my adhesive to be narrower. So I'm just going to take this off, take my liner off, and I could talk while I did it. And then I'm just going to push my adhesive to the inside. So now I have a piece of tear and tape that's half of the width of this. So my pocket space, once I close it, my pocket will be that much wider. Now I do want to put some down here though. And that can be full width. I forget what this is. What is this called? It's going to bother me. Silicone. Thank you, Deb. Yes, this is a silicone mat. They're very inexpensive, and I'm using it more and more. You've seen me use it for adhesive a lot. So that was a half width of tear and tape, and then the full width here. I'm actually going to put my bone folder in here just to give it a little extra room so that I'm not adhering it completely flat, because I want my tag to be able to fit in and out of there. So between me making my pocket wider and narrowing my adhesive, this tag should fit. Yay, and it does. I don't mind that it sticks out the top. We'll see what it looks like on the card. I could always trim the bottom of it, right? All right, here we go. So there is that. My cutting is really funny. So I had a little edge right there. I'm just using my bone folder to flatten my cardstock. I am going to adhere some silver trim. Again, I like to use tear and tape for these kinds of things. I guess I like where that is. So I'm going to put this on the middle and the back. And I'm not going to try to tie a bow. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Put my silicone back up there because it will not stick. Let's wrap it around a couple extra times. I think I only have 2 there. We'll do 3 this time. And I'm just going to tie a knot, maybe. There goes my computer again. It just flips to green for like 5, not even 5 seconds, 2 seconds. And then it comes right back to my picture, so I'm glad you're not having issues. That's much more important. All right, so I just tied a knot. I'm going to trim that off. And then I'm going to put another piece of tear and tape right over that. And because this is not really a mechanism, but I want this to be really secure, I'm going to put tear and tape on the edges, and just a little piece. This tear and tape does go a long way. You know what? Maybe I will put it over there. And then we'll decorate our tag a little bit. I have to keep burnishing this to make sure it's going to stay. That one I can actually leave. Maybe. No, I think I will pull out. There, it's green again. It goes green and then it's pixelated at the top and bottom. Oh well. Sorry if it's a bad work. Oh dear. That came right up. I tore my paper. So I'm going to put some more on. Adhesive. It's all about adhesive still at our house. I'm going to put that right over the top. There we go. Again, I am letting my pattern paper do all the work for me. It chose the colors. I'm not doing a lot of decorating. I thought the bee was kind of fun to go with the flowers. We're going to put her right there with some dimensionals. And put one above the twine and one below the twine. She'll go right there. And there's our pocket. Let me look. I'm going to leave that sticking up so whoever receives it knows that it's a little easier to grasp. And I kind of like that you can see the happy on this one. So I'm actually going to stamp happy a little higher on here. And I have Night of Navy ink. And I already have the happy and the birthday. They are in the Queen Bee. So they have them separate, happy and birthday. And before I stamped those, I made sure that my line, my happy was straight compared to my sticker, which it is. Let me stand up. So there's happy, straight down and up. Flip it over. Birthday down and up. Oh, a little bit on there. Alright, and then I think I have one of these that's 2 inches wide. Maybe I'll put that up there. Oh, look at that. See, I have that corner there. So I'm just going to put this piece of pattern paper right on top of it, and only you and I know that that's there. Isn't that pretty on the back? I like that. think that's pretty peacock. And we'll look at the flowers and which way they go. And I'm going to put that way up there. Just like that. And there's space for you to write here. So there's our tag. Wait, where's our new card? Last thing we have to do is to stamp our envelope, which all my goodies came in. So which color do you like better, the Lost Lagoon pocket or the Berry Burst pocket? Same paper, different card base, different card pocket, and then the tag's different too. But it's just kind of fun to play around and try something. So this bee, I have to be careful not to rock her. I say her. Oh, that's better. My other one, I had a halo on it. Didn't do a lot of stamping, did I? I stamped the bee, the happy birthday, and then this. You could very easily stamp your own layer here with whatever you want on it. So that'd be kind of fun. The card from Alicia did have pattern paper back here, but then she used the shop, Let's Shop, or Lay Shop. Kind of like this. There we go. No naked envelopes. So it all depends what you have time for. That came together pretty quick. I don't know where are we at. Not even, it's about 10:02. Kathy likes the Berry Burst pocket better. She liked how I covered up my blemish. That's good. Lots of things you can do there. So I like that you can see the paper through there. It doesn't really look like it matches, but you and I know it matches, right? There's our card for today. I forget what I called it. What did I call it? I don't know. Tag pocket card or something. I like to name them so I can find them. I think it's easier to find them. There's our card. Let me know if you have questions. I think I'll put the dimensions for the pocket in the video description here on Facebook and also on YouTube. So I don't think we have any questions. I don't think. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. And I know people watch me on YouTube as well. So thank you to all my viewers. Subscribe if you want to know when I post new videos. And give me a thumbs up. That helps with the algorithm. So Facebook and YouTube will show the video to more people. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. Take care, everybody.